BBC One, the news with Michael Buerk. The time, 8:45.
The UN Secretary-General has warned the Serbs that pressure's growing for military intervention in Bosnia. He's going to Sarajevo, saying the next few days could be decisive. And the parents of the murdered teenager have appealed for help to find her killer. Good evening. The United Nations Secretary-General, Dr. Boutros Ghali, has warned that the pressure on the international community to intervene militarily in Bosnia was enormous and growing. The next few days, he said, could be decisive. The Secretary-General is in Geneva, talking to leaders of the warring factions of what was Yugoslavia, and preparing to visit the besieged Bosnian capital Sarajevo on Thursday.
The UN Secretary-General warned there was enormous pressure for military intervention in Bosnia, from Western governments and from the media. He said to have told President Ćosić of the Serb-dominated federal government that the next few days could be decisive. This was one of a series of meetings. The opposing political leaders did not meet face-to-face. Both the Serb and Croatian camps predicted the war could escalate into an international conflict if Islamic nations come to the aid of the Bosnian fighters. The State Department has warned the United States will use military force if the Serbs attempt to widen the conflict to the province of Kosovo.
I can say we're deeply concerned about the situation in Kosovo. We have discussed this with other governments, and our concerns are widely shared in the international community. We're watching and will continue to watch Serb actions in Kosovo carefully. There should be no doubt that the United States would take very seriously destabilizing acts by Serbia in Kosovo.
The American Secretary of State Lawrence Eagleburger has said he hopes the UN Security Council will pass a resolution by the end of the week to allow military enforcement of a no-fly zone over Bosnia. Britain remains cautious on this. John Major has stressed his concern for the safety of peacekeeping troops on the ground. In an apparent attempt to capitalise on this and avert foreign intervention, the leader of the Bosnian Serbs has written to Mr. Major, offering to allow UN observers on all Serb flights.
I think this new idea will enable the entire international community to have monitors reports day by day whether Serbs are violating this resolution or not, and then there would be no excuse for interference and involvement in this civil war in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Reports of a build-up of Bosnian Muslim forces on Mount Igman overlooking Sarajevo have prompted worries of a new offensive. International negotiators believe the Bosnian troops, impatient with the peace process, may try to regain lost territory by force.
The first heavy snow of the winter has fallen in Sarajevo, making conditions even worse for the inhabitants, who are living in sub-zero temperatures without electricity, gas or running water. Already the city's old people are dying from the cold.
The first snow of the winter came overnight to Sarajevo, the beginning perhaps of harder times than ever here. Since fuel is short, the water pumping stations aren't working, so people have to endure the discomfort of getting water where they can, regardless of the risk to health. But there are worse places, even in Sarajevo. As you can perhaps hear, we're right on the front line. We're shooting and mortaring all day and all night here. And right beside the front line, there's this old people's home. There's no protection here either against the bullets or against the cold. It used to be rather luxurious. Now a lot of it has been closed down because of war damage. There's a hard job just keeping one room on each floor heated. Snipers in the